I woke up in the club, and there she is, sitting with her man, looking at me. So I walked to the bar and buy me a drink, and then I looked over my shoulder, she's still looking at me. So I walked to the club, acting like I don't see her, keeping it cool and shit. When I really wanna meet her, and she biting her lips like she anxious, so I'm posted up like I'm patient, waiting for her man to go to the bathroom, and then we catch a break, right? Cause dude steps away, and that's all I need for me to make my move. I said, I know you got a man, but I don't care. Cause you're looking at me, girl, like I don't care. And just so we don't be mad, gotta stay 2 steps ahead. Take my number, call me, text me, whatever, I don't care. Now here he comes on his way back from the bathroom. We gotta keep this between me and you. Now I'm gonna walk away, cause he's moving kinda fast. And if he asks about me, babe, and I'm a friend from your past. Meanwhile, we'll be sexing undercover. See, I just wanna be your secret lover. So chill with me tonight, baby girl, I'm leaving. You just hit me up and we'll be off until next weekend. Believe me, I wanna hit that, hit that. Believe me, baby, real rap, real rap. Said I know you got a man, I don't care. Cause you're looking at me, girl, like I don't care. Just so we don't know, man, gotta stay 2 steps ahead. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is the Casey McDaniel channel, the man that inspired me to actually open this platform was the king of R&B, Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. Amen. But I wanted to share something this evening with everybody. And this is not only just a platform. I talk about R. Kelly, but I also talk about what's going on in politics of our world today and culture. And I've been finding out a whole lot of interesting things because our world is going crazy. People are going to hell in a basket. Okay? People are going to hell in a basket because they are not being intelligent. They don't have the gift of discernment to see things. And, especially now things that has been happening in America, like this election that just took place in New York. What a joke. What a joke. You got people out there that got this Trump deranged syndrome. I call it TDS, and I know a lot of other people call it TDS as well. It's called the Trump deranged syndrome. They don't like the fact that President Trump is very alpha. Alpha. Okay. He's not only getting the, white men to start taking back control of their life and their home life and their masculinity and being more of leaders. He's also touching into some black men. He's also been inspiring a whole lot of black men to bring out their masculinity and take back what the devil has stolen from them. And notice how these females, they just keep coming for Trump. You know what I'm saying? They just keep coming for Trump to try to destroy him. They trying to impeach him. They doing everything they can to destroy this alpha elder white man. Okay? They try everything. They throwing it from all different kind of places. Now, Jasmine Crockett, notice that something about all these women, something is they all have in common. AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and this other one out in New Jersey, LaMonica, whatever, some LaMonica girl in New Jersey.
What a joke. Notice they all have something in common. They all hate Trump. And none of them are married. I don't know if AOC, none of them are married. None of them have husbands. And if they do, their husbands are feminine men. You know, feminine men. Their husbands are men that like to be dominated by women. They not masculine men. They not alpha males. They beta men. Okay? Just say they beta. Notice they all have something in common. Latino women, black women, even some white women, liberal white women, that's just losing their damn mind. Okay? Losing their damn mind. They just don't know how to just stay in their lane. Just don't know how to stay in their lane. And that's what we're missing today in America. And this is why they don't like Trump. Has nothing to do with the fact that he may be a racist. Has nothing to do with the fact that Trump, sometimes don't know how to talk very kind to people and he just get very harsh with you and he just get but Trump brings that masculine energy. And they don't like that. And that's the same way I feel he has that in common with Robert Sylvester Kelly. He's an alpha. He's an alpha. They treated Diddy a whole lot better than they treated R. Kelly. Notice that. Because Diddy ain't that masculine. They treated everybody better. When R. Kelly time came, look how they had to just say it was young girls, young girls. R. Kelly is an alpha. He's an alpha. And that's what they hate about R. Kelly. So anyway, y'all, I wanted to share this video with you. It's coming from the righteous perspective. Shout out to him. And I want y'all to hear what these brothers are saying that now just jumped off the Democrat plantation. The reason why that's why some of them don't even like to go into the church. Because some of these churches take away their masculine energy. It just really make men become too controlled by women. And they don't like that. Even my husband, most men don't go to church because of those reasons. They tired of their wives. Now they'll go with their wives and their children. Alpha men, they will do that just to keep, somebody trying to creep in and take his family. Like the pastor or the deacon. But I'm just saying, like, alphas, they know men that prey upon women. And they know those type of men that will try to, they take advantage of poor women, vulnerable women, and children. And alpha men, they ain't about that. But anyway, let's go into this video and then we could get more into some conversation about it. Um, hey, Frankie, glad to see you. Hey, Sharon, good to see you. And all who are in the chat, thank you this evening. But this what I'm saying now. Maga is a masculine movement. It's a movement for masculinity. So listen to what I'm saying. And when you hear this video, you ain't going to never look back at the Democrat Party again.
Okay, story time. Let's talk about it. So in 2014, 2015, I ran for office. I was a Democrat then. I was a strong Democrat. I was a part of the committee here in North Carolina, and I ran for a state senate. I did not win, but I was very, very privileged to be able to run to understand the political process. So during that time, I also started to see when I went to the 2012 Democrat convention here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I started to see the party platform started to change, especially when they took God out of the platform. But I also, throughout this process, I started to see that the Democrat Party started to shift as it related to individuals they wanted to promote and make leaders within their party. At that time, when I was a part of the state committee, I started to see that they started to promote more black women and more LGBT gay individuals instead of men, black men and men in general. And now, if we think about it right now, the Democrats are about to spend millions of dollars, $20 million supposedly, on how to talk to men. Why? It's all about your agenda. It's all about your platform. You spend so many times trying to downgrade men. You started to push men out of your party. Really, if you think about it right now, the top runners in your party are what? Gay men and women. You start thinking about the front runners of your party. Right now, I see this Pete Buttigieg, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and Kamala Harris are the top as it relates to the individuals you want to see in 2028. You pushed men out, but you wonder why you can't talk to men. You started this whole thing about toxic masculinity. You wanted men to hate themselves. You got what you wanted. You started to push women 24/7. You are a woman's party. If you think about the men in your party, I don't really consider them pretty much masculine. And the individual men that do support you are a lot on the feminine side. The kind of people you'll see at the Beyonce concert. Let's just think about your agenda. The last election, all you talked about was the unaliving process that starts with an A. You didn't talk about no policy. Again, you start talking about the elites in college, individuals that are hard workers who work regular jobs, who work in factories, who work with their hands. You disrespect idiots. You don't think they're smart enough. Let's just go further back. Let's talk about NAFTA. The Democrats just threw the working class under the bus, sent our jobs off to different countries, still want to maintain that they're the party of the working class. Y'all was able to disguise that for a very, very long time. But now y'all have gone totally left. You mean to tell me you fought illegal immigration? You want people to come here and work against jobs against American people. Those same individuals who you want to court. And one core principle about men is we protect our women, but you want to have males go against women in sports, and you wonder why men are not for you guys. Again, you reap what you sow. Again, you want women to run your party, and it's okay. You can be a woman's party, but men see through that. You want women to be in charge. You don't want men to do anything. You talk badly about us. You want us to follow women. You don't want us to be leaders. When it comes to white men, I feel sad. Got people like Jasmine Crockett and all the AOCs talking all this craziness about white men, even though majority of these black women who are in leadership positions are married to white men. Even Don Lemon's saucy self. And men just want somebody that's genuine. You want a party that talks about the issues. You focused on the cultural issue. You want trans here. You want LGBT this. Talk about how many degrees you got and how women are doing this. And yet you want a traditional man. Again, the Democrat Party did this to themselves. And I remember when they did that. That was one of the main reasons why I left the Democrat Party. Because I seen where it was going. Again, your leadership is terrible. In Congress, I think they got a 19% approval rating. They don't see any type of leadership. Hakeem, Dollar Tree Obama, Corey Talk Too Much Booker, Chuck Flip Flop Schumer. I mean, y'all really ain't got nobody. Until the Democrat Party can respect what a man brings and that we're not toxic, that the male voice is just as important as a female voice, you'll continue to lose men. I don't give a damn how many studies it takes. Again, until you change your agenda and talk to men, not down to men, men will continue to trend conservative because naturally men are created to be leaders, not followers.
Let's face it, most people
All right,
put
y'all.
off
I'm
going to the
sorry about that. I
dentist
just took a
because of
break.
their anxiety over the
We're
needle.
gonna get out of there.
Men will continue to trend conservative because naturally men are created to be leaders, not followers.
Oh man, he was cooking.
Now tell me he wasn't on point. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't think this man was talking the God honest truth about what the Democrat Party stands for. Especially for those of you who are here fighting for the injustice that was done to Robert Sylvester Kelly. It was the Me Too, Time's Up, Mute R. Kelly, all those feminist groups that put R. Kelly in jail. This is what happened to R. Kelly. It ain't got nothing to do with no white man. Okay? It's the Me Too movement that run that government agency, these feminist judges that are part of that movement, and these men are fighting back. These men are fighting back, and Donald Trump bring that energy. So come on, let's go. Let's finish listening.
Ooh, and the food turned out delicious. He was cooking. If you heard a lie in anything that he said, put a daggone 2 in the comment section if you heard a lie. If you are 100% in lockstep with everything that this brother said, hey, put a 1, put a fist, put a pound, give me one of those, strength emojis for the man. Give me one of those. Give me a salute in the comment section because this brother was cooking. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going. Woo wee.
Democratic Party out there, I'm gonna tell you guys why black men voted for Trump in droves. Because you seem not to know. You're talking about spending $20 million to talk to men to see why men ain't voting Democrat. I'm gonna give you the game for free. You ain't even gotta send me 20 million. Send me $20 so I can put some gas in this truck. Tell you, the reason why we voted for Trump is because Democratic men, black men, have seen the government used against us for generations. We've seen you guys incarcerate us, chase us around, plant evidence on us. We've seen how Democrats work. So when we saw you doing that to Trump, we felt that. We like, you know what? They doing Trump the same way this whole Stormy Daniels thing. They chasing this man. They bringing up stuff from 20, 30 years ago. They chasing this man. They do the same thing to black men.
Ain't he telling the truth, y'all? Put a one up in the chat. Put a one up in the chat. Let's go on.
We started feeling Trump. We know how Democrats operate because we live in Democratic neighborhoods. We know when y'all want to use the government against us, keep us in court, keep us in jail, be mad at us, so you want to have control over us, so you start sending enforcement on us. That's why we all stood for Trump. We knew what he was about. He was about righting wrongs. That's it. There were wrongs being done in America. We're going to right them. People are taking advantage of America. We're going to put America first. What do Democrats do? Oh, well, we going to incarcerate him because we don't want to put America first. Black men are like, every time we try to put our family first, we end up in jail and we lose our family. We try to put our kids first, we end up in family court. We got to pay more child support. We see how Democrats operate. So you want to spend $20 million to find out why everybody's leaving the Democratic Party? Just watch this video. I done told you a long time ago when I dropped that. I said, the more y'all do to Trump, the blacker this man gets. I dropped that video before he was even elected, and everybody laughed at me. Bro, you lost. Trump ain't turning black. You lost, bro. He ain't turning black. I said, no, he ain't turning black. But black people starting to feel him. They know what he's going through because we've done been through this for generations. We know how the Democratic Party operates. They want that plantation. They want somebody picking them crops. They want somebody on the bottom so they can stay elite. We know how the Democrats operate. Trump is trying to make everybody eat. He's trying to bring jobs back to America so we can make money. Democrats, the game is up. Y'all party is done. Until y'all realize what y'all have done in the past to us, y'all will never have a future with us. Black men gonna be Republicans forever at this point.
Now, there are still some brothers that are still on that Democratic plantation, but we doing everything that we can to let them know that we are free. You don't have to stay over there. You don't. If you want to be a man, stand on your square, be a leader in your family, be a leader in your community. Hey, it's time to make a move. It's time to make a move. And I'm glad to see brothers stepping up and speaking out. Ooh-wee.
All right, everybody listen up.
Oh, man.
This is how we do it.
And I'm glad to see brothers stepping up and speaking out. Ooh-wee. Let's keep going.
Man, let's stop this narrative, man. That only rich, white, old people voted for Trump. You see it? I even got vote for felon t-shirts. You understand? You know why I voted for my man? Because he the only one talk about men. Only talk about men. Everybody else is single women. It's women with children. That don't make this country move. Men make this country move.
Absolutely.
Women that are victims. Victim women. Women that want to continue saying they victims of abuse from men.
The ones paving roads, building bridges, doing plumbing, fire department, police. Stop it. Stop it. I'm a straight black man, 43, from Washington, D.C., man. Stop it, man. I know what's up. I am not fooled by the shenanigans. Send them all back. I can't go to somebody's country without documentation and think I can just chill over that jump. And then they mad that black folks ain't engaging into their protesting. Man, stop playing, man. Man, stop playing. And every black folk that's still voting Democrat, you about as dumb as you look. How you still screaming for the same equalities that you've been voting for since 1955? They've been marching since Martin Luther King. It's 2025 and black folks still screaming my equalities. Guess what you should have did? Took your ass to school. Guess you should have did? Paid attention to school. Guess you should have did? Tried harder. Not be a follower. Be a leader. Be something other than a goofy, a gopher, a fault for anything. Get your mind right, yo. You can feel how you feel about old take money. built like that. But I know what's up, man. Man, I'm shouting out the whole Republican Party. I'm shouting out Donald Trump. I'm God bless America and everything that come with it. Yeah, this country have done tremendous damage to my people. My mama, my grandmama, even my great-grandmama from Savannah, Georgia. So trust me, I know. But at the same time, I also know that when we was out there, when we was fighting, when we were getting abused and everything that came with it, we were still doctors. We were still lawyers. We were still pediatricians. We were still firefighters. We still had our own Black Wall Streets no matter what they try to do to us. So stop the cap, grow up, get your mind right, and everybody screaming about this protesting, we ain't tripping. My voice to y'all, black folk, mind your business. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Let them Bammers get what they deserve. They voted and thought it was going to affect us. They thought that we was going to get deported. How we going to get deported if we black Americans? Explain it to me.
Cool. He's absolutely right. Yeah, they're just trying to play on the ignorance of people. You know, oh, you're black. You know, you got to get on board with this because they're going to be after you next. Yeah, the devil is a lie. We are Americans, and a lot of us have been here, you know, before 1776. Let's just keep it a buck. A lot of us have been here. You know what I'm saying? Every black person didn't come across the Atlantic on a slave ship. Let's just keep it a buck. And it's 2025. It's 2025. This brother right here, he's in D.C., just outside of PG County, one of the wealthiest counties in the country for black people. And there's a few others out there like that, but PG County, it's one of the wealthiest. The sky's the limit in this country right now. The sky's the limit. If black people can raise $500,000 for Carmelo Anthony's defense, black people can start to put the piece of money together for venture capitalists, for some young folks out there, so they ain't got to go out there and put themselves in debt. They can actually go and start some businesses, be innovators, be creative, and start to build things that people need or offer services that people need. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit in America. That's why you have so many people willing to do anything that they can to get over here because they know it as well. The Democrat Party want to keep you right where you are. Broke, busted, disgusted, feeling oppressed, feeling victimized, and they don't want you moving forward. They need a permanent underclass. They need it. They don't just want it, they need it. And that's why they're fighting tooth and nails for these illegal immigrants, because they're already, the thought process, we got to replace these black people, especially the black men, because they've kicked us to the curb a long time ago. They've kicked us to the curb a long time ago. So they stopped even thinking about the needs of a black man in this country. We're talking about the Democrat Party here. And I'm not saying that the Republican Party is here to save you, but they for daggone sure ain't going to get in your way. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going. Shout out to this brother right here, man. DC. Now, y'all know he from DC, especially the words that he used. Joint, Bammers. You know a DC brother when you hear one. You heard me?
So let me get this shit straight. The Democratic Party gonna spend $20 million to figure out how to talk to male voters. You can't make this shit up, right? So are you telling me that all the male voters who voted for Kamala, they're not males? Why don't you talk to those voters who voted for Kamala? Or are those male voters, are they zesty? Are they non-masculine? Are they soft? Like Pete Buttigieg, Roland Martin, Tim Walz, to have the black men on this site who love Kamala? Is that the reason? Why don't they talk to their male Democratic voters? Why? Because you know why? They're not masculine. They're not. They want to talk to some of the Republicans, the young voters. They want to talk to the masculine voters, right? Why you not coming to us? Why you not coming to us? Because I know why. The reason why you motherfuckers give me the $20 million. Give me the $20 million, I'm going to tell you why. Number one, stop agreeing with boys playing girl sports. That's the number one shit. Masculine men don't like that shit. Stop saying that it's fair and stop saying, but it's only 10. I don't give a fuck. It was one. No more. If you keep that shit up, you're never going to win another election. Secure the fucking borders. We want our borders here at all the time. At all times. If you don't do that shit, I'm sorry. You're not gonna ever win again. Stop using fucking pronouns. I'm just saying. Can we go back pre-2020 and live like normal people? We all treated the same. We all will be treated the same. There's no special group of people. Please, and Democrat women, stop being so fucking masculine. Let your man lead. Democrat women, stop being so damn masculine. And Democrat men, stop being so fucking zesty. Stop crying. Donald Trump hurt my feeling. He don't know how to talk. You're a man.
Yeah,
Grab
stand
the
up.
balls.
He's absolutely right. You got a lot of people on that side of things, man. It's a bunch of complaints, man. All the white men, the country, man. I mean, we 400 years. Ain't nobody stopping you from getting nothing, bro. Stop with all of that. Seriously. This brother right here, man, he checked the boxes, man. He went down the list. He's absolutely right here. But I want you guys to see this, man, because Joyless Reed, that is, she's making the rounds now. She got her own platform, and now she's starting to try to get out there and speak to the masses. I guess she's kind of allowed the embarrassment to die down. Now she wants to get back out there and continue to spew some of the dumbest things out there. But I want you guys to hear what she had to say on the Breakfast Club the other day. Oh my goodness, man, you can't make it up.
I've been a Democrat
And
since
the
I
thing about the Breakfast Club, that's a LGBTQ platform. That's a liberal platform that Charlemagne the God, he fold, and all them females on there, and then the other one there, Envy, DJ Envy or whatever like that. I don't do Breakfast Club. I never really cared for that platform because of the way they like to, especially, excuse me, after they was coming for R. Kelly and the stuff that they said about R. Kelly, and this guy had some things, some shady shit behind his own background with being with younger women. You know, this character here, you know, he ain't no man. He's a B1. You know what I'm saying? He's a B1. Of course, he's a beta male. He's not an alpha. He's not an A1, the lead of that platform, and he had to do some things behind to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like how he had to hurt some people, other people's careers and other people's character out there to have a platform the way he has a platform. That's why I don't respect that platform. And it had the little LGBTQ flag used to be sitting up there. I don't think it's up there no more because after Donald Trump came into office, them motherfuckers took all them flags down. But anyway, let's go on and listen to this, and I'm just gonna get out of here.
was old enough to vote, you know, but I'm barely hanging on, honestly, because at this point, the party is not bigger than the future of my kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I have 3 children. I have, a daughter and 2 sons that have to live in this country as Black people. And fascism don't work for me, and I'm not willing to cede the country to Trumpism and Maga simply because I'm clinging to this party. So people getting all mad at Karine Jean-Pierre for saying but I'm not mad at that, because I'm like, at this point, it isn't, who cares what the party label is? Give me an effective fighter. If Jasmine Crockett is the most effective fighter, give me Jasmine Crockett. And I really don't care what you have to move around or who you have to disappoint in order to give me her. Just give me her, because we need a leader.
Oh God, I am so tired of this.
Or who you have to disappoint in order to give me her. Just give me her, because we need a leader.
Jasmine Crockett is not a leader. She's everything but. She's everything
ratchet.
But a leader. I mean, we're talking about an individual that has not brought one piece of legislation to the House since she's been in office as a representative. Not one piece. You can't name a bill that she's brought in and championed. She cosplays as being hood and ghetto. She walks around dropping the F bombs and just saying some of the most vulgar language that can be said as a representative. It's one thing if it's a one off, it's another thing.
She kind of remind me of Hollywood Next. Remember Hollywood Next? They used to be on here riding for Robert Sylvester Kelly, and all of a sudden she just appeared somewhere. I don't know what happened to Hollywood Next, but anyway, that's who Jasmine Crockett reminds me of.
And it is something that just consistently happens, but yet people like Joy Reid believe that Jasmine Crockett should not only be the face but the future of the party and the leader. Ooh, if that happens, good luck. I mean, the Democratic Party is already in trouble, but put that lady in office and see how it works. A person that's willing to ostracize 50-60% of the country or more. Ooh, but let's keep.
And to understand enough about the Constitution to the extent that I'm the one that's supposed to make a fucking decision or at least get a vote. Because Ron is telling me. Right. So literally, like
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to
Hey,
get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
You don't wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games.
I
Crockett.
can't hear you with your
And
yelling.
you don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
Please calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
All right, Chair.
I know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting-
Chair.
A woman like that talking in Congress is, I mean, at some point I did like Jasmine, but after I started watching some more of her theatrics and her behavior as a woman sitting in Congress in the position that she's in, she don't represent me. I'm sorry. So I just say this is not good. It don't look good for black women. It don't help us get ahead, and it's stereotypical. It's very stereotypical, and they knew what they were doing when they placed her there, as to look at an image of black women, and that's not all black women, because you got to know when to fight your battles. And there's some places we just don't do certain things, and we don't call, you know, make those type of threats to someone. Like if I gotta, with our hand movement and everything, hand gestures. But anyway, let's finish listening to the video.
Now recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Miss Green talk, and then you all.
Yeah, so an unhinged individual who is willing to yell and scream in the halls of Congress is the person that's supposed to be the face of the Democratic Party. I mean, to your own detriment. To your own detriment. But we're gonna keep going because DL Hughley has a massive meltdown. This guy here, man, I'm not a fan of DL. I hadn't been a fan of his for quite some time.
I've never
he's
been a
just,
fan of him. He
he's just
always
another
seemed
one of
feminine
these,
to me.
race hustling, evil.
D.L. Hilley always seemed feminine to me. He never was funny to me. I never really took any interest in anything about him, to be honest with you. I always thought he was kind of like on the DL. That's the way I always looked at D.L. Hilley. That's why his name is D.L. Hilley, down low brother. But anyway, let's go.
Racist celebrities out there that, get paid to spew some of the most divisive rhetoric that you'll ever hear on the airways, man. Seriously.
I have no idea.
Yes, you do, you coward. Name me one person, one competent person on this cabinet that can help him. One.
Why is these commercials keep popping up?
Sandstone Care Chesapeake is nestled away in Crownsville, Maryland.
One competent person on this cabinet that can help him. One. The same time.
Dio, is there anything that Donald Trump could do that you would give him credit for?
Yes, he could have went to jail for starting a riot.
Okay,
Yes,
there's
he
the answer. The things that you are saying, with all due respect, they are absolute nonsense. He torpedoed.
One thing I can't stand is an emotional, unhinged man. It's so feminine. It's so all that femininity. He's a very effeminate man. I don't like men that are emotional. And the first thing they want to attack another man on is the color of his skin instead of the contents of his character. That's where you need to go. Why all of this feminine stuff? It's a lot of feminine energy in DL Hughley.
Vetoed a deal with Iran because he doesn't like Barack Obama. Do you listen to this? Do you hear what you're saying?
He destroyed. Oh, stop it! Stop it! The man, he wouldn't do that. The man who's renaming federal.
Wait, give me the proof. Give me the proof.
Like black people.
Let's talk in facts. Let's talk in facts. Let's talk in facts.
Why didn't he torpedo the deal? Why?
Because it's a crap deal. It's a crap deal.
What was crap about it, Mike? No.
Barack Obama has said
there's not. So a better deal is the one he's doing now.
Yes, they negotiated for 60 days. He said take a deal. They didn't take the deal. Now it seems like we are on the verge of peace. Except the only difference is now their nuclear program is decimated. Come on.
That man torpedoed that deal precisely because he didn't like Barack Obama.
Every president we have had, DL, has said that they cannot have nuclear weapons, including Barack Obama.
You're a mediocre coward who is a bull president, and all of you people enable him. That's all he does is break.
Okay, this hurts your side. It hurts your side, DL, because when something legitimately good happens for the world, you can't admit it. You cannot admit it.
Do you think I know I despise him, but if he did something
no kidding,
right,
you despise him. It's all. We hear it.
Him.
I know you do. Everyone hears you.
I despise him as much as he despises black people. I despise him as much as he despises
nonsense. It's more nonsense.
By the way, Mike. Let me ask you something. Why rename bases after Confederate generals? Why do it? Why destroy Black history?
Good question, Mike.
Why do it? You know why? Because he's
let him answer, DL.
And let him do it.
If you're going to ask him, you have to let him answer.
Why does he do it?
Give me the question once more, DL. I'm sorry.
Why does he rename?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. You coward. He's a racist. That's why he does it.
Look, DL, let me tell you, it is such a sign of weakness that you cannot control your emotions. You are out here. You are attacking me personally.
Okay. We're now.
Yeah, that's the sign of a weak male. When you come across the way that this brother came across, it's a sign of weakness. It really is. And this dude is so Trump deranged. He can't even have a civil conversation with an individual. He can't even have a civil conversation. That's how Trump deranged this dude is. Every president, to include Barack Obama, said that Iran cannot have a nuke. They've all said it. Not only has every president leading up to this point, but the other leaders in that region, they've come out and said the same exact thing. When it comes to the renaming or going back to the original name of certain bases, that are named after Confederate generals or Confederate armies, I personally don't care about that. If you guys know anything about me, I grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia, metro of Atlanta. There's Stone Mountain Park out there. They have the largest engraving on a side of a mountain. And the 4 individuals on the side of the mountain are Confederate generals. There was talks once upon a time about getting rid of Stone Mountain Park, the actual carving on the side of the mountain. And people fought to keep it up there. It is history. And the thing is that if you erase history, you are bound to repeat it. My personal opinion when it comes to this is that I think that the Democrats want to erase all forms of their racist history so they can hide their hand, so they don't have to tell their constituents that the people that were a part of the Confederate Party would be Democrats. Simple as that. That Jim Crow was a Democrat.
There goes D.L. Hughley's answer. The reason why Donald Trump put that statue there is so black people can go and do some research on the history of the party that they always seem to support. That's the psychological part of it. Donald Trump is a very intelligent man. I gotta give him props. Because a lot of times by them trying to erase that is we don't know who we are and we don't know who we supporting. Now you go do your history on the Republican Party. Okay? The Republican Party did not support slavery, and the Republican Party also implemented in the Constitution the 14th, 15th, I believe it's the 14th, 15th, and the 16th Amendment against the white supremacist group, which is the KKK, as to protect black citizens' rights to vote and to be also recognized as citizens. So the thing about the Democrat Party is the reason they don't want these shrines up, they don't want these statues up, is because they want to hide their hands, just like this brother here explained in the video. So when you see something and you do your research about it, then you'll understand why. Don't get angry. Sin not. You know, don't get angry and sin not. Your best thing to do when you support a certain group of people, do your history. And that shrine was put up for black history on the simple fact that black people don't read. They get angry, they want to lash out, they want to, first of all, claim they a victim. That's the first thing we want to do, is think that we're always being victimized when someone is just trying to point out the truth. Show us who we are. That's why Dr. Martin Luther King, who was a Republican, let me remind you now, most black people back then were Republicans. Those who were doctors, those who were lawyers, those who were what you call them? Oh God, engineers, those who invent pioneers or innovators or whatever you want to call them, were all Republicans. If you go back and do your American history, black history, when you even look up the history of the HBCU, they were all Republicans. All of those who built business, bankers that built banks, that was the what you call it, a master or whatever of over the school systems and everything of the black schools before it was integrated. When Martin Luther King marched black people in so that they can get equal rights and equal, it was already there. All of that was already there for us to know that we were equal and we were, able to be citizens of the United States of America. But because black people did not take the advantage to advance themselves in doing things such as reading and learning how to write, those were the things that got them messed up when they went to vote and they asked them to read certain things and didn't know the definition, understand what they're reading. They didn't know. But Dr. Martin Luther King knew. But the Democrat Party, of course, they had to infiltrate the movement, the civil rights movement. So let's go on.
Agenda. Redlining was a Democrat agenda. So I think it's them trying to erase history. It ain't got nothing to do with they think that Trump's a racist or this and the third. No, they're trying to erase history. And if they can do it for long enough, because we have a lot of kids out here that are going to graduate high school over the next 10 or 15 years that don't know anything about history like that. And the Democrat Party will be able to tell them anything that they want to know or anything that they want to tell them because they've basically gone through and erased all of history. This is the United States of America. The Confederacy, it did exist. I don't agree with it. It did exist. They did lose. We should know who they are. We should know who they are, what they stood for, and what they did. We should. So history doesn't repeat itself. When someone rears its ugly head, start trying to implement some of these policies, start trying to implement, themselves, in that manner, people need to know, like, hey, this sounds eerily familiar. People need to know. But that's not what people like DL. These are weak individuals that would prefer to erase history and act like it never existed than maintain it. and then educate the masses on it. And it's crazy. This is also the same guy who is super weak, man. Super weak, and he's a sellout. Super sellout, that is. This is the guy who allowed, or more or less attacked Janet Jackson, in defense of Kamala Harris, who is an Indian woman that Christ to this day still call the faux black woman. I don't think she has any, any African ancestry at all like that. She's definitely not connected to black people here in America. I don't see it. But for whatever reason, this dude, stood up and caped for this woman. Well, I know why. Because he is one of those overseers on the plantation, and his job, he gets paid to keep black folks right there. D.L. Hughley, he's a sellout, and he is definitely a coward, and he just showcased, how weak of an individual he is. He just showcased it right there on TMZ. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video, all up and down. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee. Link in the description box below. Keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next.
This is A Righteous Perspective. This is his channel, y'all. A Righteous Perspective. This is his channel. So if you want to go to his channel when anything comes up, you could go over there and subscribe. I really enjoyed this information that he brought to the I'm sorry. I'm glad he brought this information, because this is a very interesting information that he brought, and I like the way he did some clips of some of the brothers why they are not going to stay with the Democrat Party. My husband's an independent, and I was and he voted for Donald Trump, and so have I. Okay, I followed him, and I voted for Donald Trump because I'm tired of the feminine energy that men are from the Democrat Party. We all were Democrats, but no longer will I be a Democrat. And I did vote for Donald Trump this election. I went hard in the paint. Okay? I went hard in the paint because I enjoyed that MAGA spirit in America. So with that being said, y'all, God bless you. I love you. And tomorrow, maybe if I can come back with you tomorrow, we're going to talk about some things about R. Kelly. Right now, what's taking place with his bond. There was a bond. His bond was denied, but the retrial is pending. Okay, that is pending. His bond was denied, but the retrial for his new, opening up of a retrial is pending. So I got to get more information about that. So then I'll come back with you all. I'm praying for R. Kelly. He's in my best interest, and I'm praying that this whole thing will be done and over with, so that this man can regain his life again. Just get back out in society again and live a normal life just like anybody else, because he did not deserve this. And this is why I wanted to bring this information as well of what MAGA does and why R. Kelly ended up in the place that he's in. Because he didn't want to get with that feminine movement with the Me Too and all that other stuff, because they were coming at R. Kelly and they wanted to frame him and they wanted to keep playing games with him, and they wanted him to be a part of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because R. Kelly had such an influence on people through his music, and they wanted R. Kelly to become more of a man of femininity that want to make other men, go to jail for lying ass ex-girlfriends. Okay? They wanted him to be, because his songs always were songs to empower women, and his songs were very masculine if you listen to them. He was always a masculine man, but he wasn't the kind of man talking about, I'm gonna drink your water and do all of this, that, and the other, like no baby face shit. But he was a man that, like, we men, we got feelings about things, and he was just like, look, if you can't hang, then get the fuck up on out of here. He's a self-made man. He fighting for his masculinity, and that's what it is. So anyway, y'all, God bless you. You all be blessed. Have a good night. I got to get in my bed and do some things in the morning. So I wanted to share this before I ended my night with you all. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, share. If this is your first time to my channel, subscribe. Hit the bell so when the notification, you'll get the notification when I come on, and we can have the Casey McDaniel conversation.